Baseball. I love you. I love you. I love you. I really do. And I told you earlier this week that I don't hate to say I told you so. Nobody really hates to say I told you so. Right? On the Browns, hiring an unproven coach to coach a team full of personalities, an undersized, marginally athletic by NFL quarterback standards, quarterback in a franchise that has no culture of winning, hiring a completely unproven former running backs coach to be your head coach in a year where you have such huge expectations, having this type of slow, disappointing, dysfunctional start, I don't hate to say it, I told you so. But you can't do the I told you so. You can't do the right. You can't do the who told you, this guy, unless you're willing to do this. Sometimes we're wrong. And last year, I told you how many times during the playoffs it was a bad night for analytics. Well, with two thumbs pointed in this way, I can tell you that I have been wrong. That analytics, while not the sole answer to every one of our problems, do in fact give us percentage chances of things playing out. They give us a great statistical baseline to begin any sort of decision. And last night, Los Dodgers, the Dodgers to the rest of the world, the, by anyone's estimation, best team in Major League Baseball, a team who had been to the last two World Series, they were eliminated at home at Chavez Ravine by the Washington Nationals, a team that has traditionally, and again, they haven't been around long enough to be a tradition, but traditionally underachieved in the playoffs. Now, we can sit here and argue whether or not it should be a 7-game series. But the fact is, you had a 3-1 lead at home entering the 8th inning in your park. You had more comeback wins than anybody in baseball. You played in the last two World Series, so it's not like your players, your pitchers, your closer hasn't pitched in high leverage situations in the past. You get out of the 7th inning with a Clayton Kershaw strikeout on just 4 pitches. And Kershaw gives up back-to-back home runs on just 2 pitches. On just 2 pitches. One which felt like a good pitch out of the strike zone, but it was at the shoe tops of a guy who's having a great year for the Nationals. And the other one was Juan Soto, who it was lefty-lefty matchup. But man, that was a breaking ball that did not break, and that's a ball that has not landed yet. What's the line from the movie? Any ball that travels that far needs a stewardess on it? Holy hell, he hit that one a mile. You go back and watch, and we'll tweet out Juan Solo hitting that at first that slider that did not move from Clayton Kershaw, and I showed it to my son. That is how you hit a baseball. But last night was a win for analytics and a loss for all of those go by feel, go by history of a guy, go by name. You got the numbers right in front of you, bro. Here's Dave Roberts, for now manager of the Dodgers, on what happened with Kershaw in relief last night.
He's a pro, probably the best pitcher of our generation. And for him to make himself available tonight and got us out of a big spot right there. And, it just didn't work out. There's always going to be second guessing when things don't work out, but I'll take my chances any day on Clayton, and it just didn't work out right there. It's not about analytics. It's about he's one of the best pitchers in the game, and for him to go out there and throw 4 pitches and to go back out there and get 2 hitters, I felt really good about that. So, it's more of, I don't think it was an analytic question. It's a guy that I believe in, I trust, and it didn't work out.
He's not one of the best pitchers in baseball anymore. He's your third best starter. He's a starter, not a reliever. That's not what he does. And you're going by what he's done over the past 10 years, not what he's done in these situations in the past or these situations this year. And oh yeah, by the way, making yourself available is great. Clayton Kershaw has been great, is a great teammate. He's actually better in the postseason than people will give him credit. He's had some moments where he's shown the ability to nut up and be incredibly clutch. But Dave Roberts not admitting it was a mistake. Come on. Here's Dave Martinez.
He's still a great pitcher and very competitive. His velo isn't what it used to be, but he knows how to pitch, and that's why he's so successful.
Not what he used to be. The opposing manager's like, hey, his velo is not what it used to be. That's the difference. What's the difference in a slider at 92 as opposed to at 89? There you go. At 92, it saws off your bat or you swing and you miss. At 89, it ends up in the parking lot. They always say sports is a game of inches, miles an hour. It's that much. It's that much difference. Like, there's a reason that people are like, why are you starting him in game 2? He's not your second best starter. Ryu is. And you had this as numbers. Adam Kolarek against Juan Soto. Soto was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in games 1 through 3. Couldn't hit the guy. Couldn't see it. But they left Kershaw in after he gave up a home run. Then you have Joe Kelly in who gets you out of that inning, and you're like, all right, Joe Kelly, who's had a very, very shaky year. Then they go to the 9th, and you're like, yeah, let's let Joe Kelly load the bases. And then Joe Kelly throws a meatball to Howie Kendrick. Another one. That was straightaway center. Holy crap, Howie got all of that one. And they never even had a mound visit. You load the bases with nobody out in the top of the 9th inning in a tie game, and you don't even go out there and go like, you all right, man? No, I'm not all right. My nuts are in my neck right now. Help. Get somebody up. Or, no, I got this. Just needed a breath. Like, Dave Roberts didn't move. Do I move? Do I do something? Do I? And I don't know if analytics tell you to not get up out of the dugout, but hell, I think he was just in shock. But the idea that Dave Roberts at this moment, it's not about analytics. We know, Dave. But your team is completely built on analytics. The reason you had guys platooning last year was analytics. The reason they went and hired a guy from Tampa to be your general manager is because they used analytics to save money. You just do it on a bigger scale there. And now on the biggest stage, they're going to go like, yeah, I know there's analytics to say I should bring Kolarek in. Just going to go with my gut. You know, I may have lost back-to-back in the World Series. And I know that Kershaw, wasn't great coming out of the pen, even the World Series. But damn it, he's a great pitcher. He'll figure it out. No. Juan Soto hit the ball so hard, I thought he might have hurt the bat. Like, the poor bat's like, man, that was too hard. And Joe Kelly's 9th inning started with a walk. The game-changing, season-ending, series-deciding rally always, not sometimes, always starts with a walk. Always. Inning always started with a walk. It's like every breakup starts with someone saying, we need to talk. Right? Not good. Every disgusting, disrespectful thing that somebody says in front of a crowd always starts with the, hey, no disrespect. Something disrespectful is coming afterwards. Right? And every, not some, not kinda, not maybe, every extra innings, every 9th inning, every comeback choke job you have ever seen in Major League Baseball starts with you walk the opening hitter, right? And Dave Roberts didn't move. Maybe he was like the rest of us. Did he just walk the opening hitter? Why? Maybe it was why do I have Joe Kelly in there? Because he went with feel instead of all of the data that idiots like me have said, like, oh, the data. But look, listen, the data is why they put on the shift, and the shift really works. That's why they keep putting on the shift. And guys fight against the data like, nah, that doesn't work. Yes, it does. That's why they do it. And then you see like a screaming line drive hit to short right center, and there's the second baseman sitting out there going, yep, that's what it said in the book. That's why computers are smarter than us. They just, I hate to say this. No, I don't. The computers are smarter than us. Yeah, we created computers, but they can, their ability to have, to formulate mathematical equations and solve them in short order are things that human beings can't do. Right? I just can't. Predictive analysis gives you percentage chances of something coming true or becoming false. And the predictive analysis told us what the right moves to do. And Dave Roberts goes, nah, I'm going to go with my gut because I'm a baseball guy. And they are home today. And though I like Dave Roberts and think he's a mensch and he's a pretty good skipper, that was a really, really, really bad 2 innings. And I'm not even a huge analytics guy. They have a place. You know what that place is? The 8th and 9th inning of a series. I mean, all the rest of these guys, they keep going out like, why do they keep going out there? And I get it. You know, if it becomes a turnstile, it's like surgery, every time you go in, you run the risk of infection or making things worse. It's the same thing with the bullpen, right? You go by the numbers, and sometimes the guy just doesn't have it that night. I get it. Doesn't live up to the numbers. But it's not like Kershaw's been great out of the pen in the past. It's not like you didn't have numbers or didn't have an answer to the equation. Kolarek was there for one reason and one reason only. And he's out there going like, oh, never mind. No, yo. Maybe Kolarek sitting out there going, I don't hate to say I told you so, but that wouldn't have happened to me. Damn, Juan Soto got into that baseball. And we never lead with baseball. But watching that train wreck happen, I didn't really feel bad for Dodger fans because they're a-holes anyway, right? They just are. They're so good. And their uniforms are so clean. Their stadium's so nice. And they've been to 2 straight World Series. Like, we underachieved. Like, dude, you went to the World Series twice in a row. You have all these great players and great history. And you had Vin Scully. Yeah, we don't, like, Angel, we don't like you guys anyway. Like, good, you can have a little of despair. But, man, that hurts baseball. Because it's becoming like Kobe and LeBron. Right? We're supposed to have Kobe and LeBron in the NBA Finals. We're supposed to have the Dodgers and the Yankees just once since Reggie Jackson hit 3 out in a game. Could I see Dodgers, Yankees, and now we don't? Why? Because Dave Roberts, he's a go with his gut guy. You know what Dave Roberts reminds me of? My daughter. My daughter's 13 years old. She failed her most recent math test. It was an open book test. Open note test, excuse me. So the teacher emails me and says, just so you know, Grace did poorly on her test, but she tried to do it with no notes. So I go to Grace, what are you doing? Like, then you don't have the notes? I have the notes. I didn't bring them. Why? I don't need them. I got it all up here. Apparently not. One, apparently not. Secondly, when a teacher says open note, they want one, for you to pay attention in class. So you take down notes. And 2, they want you to get an A. They're like gifting you an A. And you're like, nah, I'd rather get a C and do it my way. Well, congratulations. Now you got to retake the test. You're still the best you can get is a C. But you proved your point. You can do the test without notes. Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts is anti-vax guy. Right? Can you survive without the smallpox vaccine? You can. Most people will not contract smallpox. But there's that chance. Right? Clayton Kershaw, can he get lefties out? Sure. Unless he doesn't.
Hi, I'm Doug Gottlieb from Fox Sports Radio, and you need to subscribe to the Fox Sports Radio YouTube channel where you can hear and see me. Why not? Plus everybody else who's awesome here in Fox Sports Radio.